Hello, students. This week we are working on creating another poster relating to Healthy Choices Week, but this poster is going to specifically be a drug-free poster, and it's going to be created on Microsoft Word, which is why you're creating it in the computer lab. Now, I'm creating my template on Microsoft Word 365 as well, but it's on a Mac, so if it looks a little different, that's why, but it is the same technology. So first you want to open up Microsoft Word, and when that opens, I'm just choosing Word document because I knew that was most likely to be similar to what you have there. Step one for everyone is to go to the layout, and I would like for you to please make sure that your orientation is landscape. We did a portrait one last week. We're going to do a landscape one this week. If you look, and you all should always have this open up, but if you look at the template that is required for this project, it will greatly help you be successful. Some different tools that you need to use to be successful in your drug-free template is first and foremost, you actually conduct research over a specific type of drug or drug use. You can do research over how alcohol use can impair thinking, how specific types of drugs can affect our bodies, how specific types of drugs can affect lifespans or decision-making skills, but you need to have specific research before you begin this poster. Then one of the main requirements of this poster is to come up with a drug-free slogan across the top. For example, there's the slogan, drug-free is the way to be. You've probably heard of that. Or this is your brain on drugs, and they would always show a good egg versus a scrambled egg. You're too young to know those commercials, but that's another slogan. So you need to come up with your very own drug-free slogan, and you're going to be inserting that drug-free slogan in the top part of your document. And I want you to do this using word art. And there are many ways to find word art, but one of those ways is simply to go to insert word art. And then you can type your drug-free slogan here. And when you do that, then you can, of course, edit that word art as well, because I'm allowing any color or font that you would like. And so please feel free to edit your word art in any way, shape, or form so that you can choose different effects. You can choose different ways for it to appear, different colors, different styles. All those things are found here. So feel free to do as you would like for your drug-free slogan. I did have a couple requirements with it, and it was simply that it's centered on your page within your margins, and I had at one point, and I had it a specific distance from the top, and I think that specific distance was -0.75, and so you want your drug-free slogan at that specific distance and centered on your page, but otherwise you get to be completely free of choice with the way that it appears. Below that, I had you inserting pictures. Now, those pictures did need to be a specific size, and so if you have trouble getting your pictures to that specific size when you're inserting those pictures or charts or graphs, you can always first insert a shape to that size that you want, because you know those dimensions and those sizes. And then once you have your shape in there, if you just insert your picture within that shape, that would make it a really easy way to know that you have it the right size. And if you didn't want your shape therefore to have a background color, you can do that as well. You could simply come to your fill and say no fill, and now your shape just has a line that you know you need to be within. So that's a trick to making sure that you get the right size in there. And then when you have a picture or a shape, you can come to it and you can press Control, click, and if you control and click on that shape, you're going to get a lot of different things such as format, shape, but the one that I want to point out to you is insert caption. If you click on insert caption, it'll say figure 1, and you can give me a one-line caption that describes this picture. So describe your photo within your caption so that it helps to enhance your poster. When you're done doing that, it's automatically going to go below your picture. If you look at your template requirements, though, I want you to move it to the top of your picture. So move it to the top of your picture. Not very hard. You just click and grab and move. Okay? So those are how you insert your pictures, how you insert captions, how you move those captions. And again, your caption can be any color, and you can simply edit that. As soon as you've moved it, you can come over here and you can choose your font colors. You do have to treat it like a normal text box, highlight your font, and choose whatever color you'd like your font to be. But go ahead and make sure that you do that. Below those pictures, I have required that you either insert a table or a graph, and I'm leaving that up to you because it's really up to you on how you would like that to appear, and what best enhances your poster. If you're going to insert a table, you simply say table, insert table, and you can tell the number of columns or rows that you need, okay? And so let's just say that I leave it like that. Okay, my table automatically comes up here, so I'm going to move it on down to where I want it and place it according to where it needs to go. And I'm going to expand my size to the size that I want it to be. Once I've successfully done that, I can say also, oh, well, I'd really like this extra row. So as you can see, when we're doing these types of things, though, you've got to be careful because sometimes it's automatically going to move you to the next page. So if you don't want that to happen, you can also expand your margins on your pages so that you know you don't want it to move to the next page right away. And you can simply do that by going to Layout, clicking on Margins, and choosing Narrow. And when you do that, it gives you a lot more freedom. Now, when you do that also, it might adjust where things are. So you may have to go back and adjust where you want. So I would always recommend that you narrow those margins right away, but that's really up to you. If you're like, oh man, I don't know why I only put 2 rows in this table, don't worry, come to your last box and press tab and it'll insert another row for you. Other ways to do that is you can click on that box in your table, press Control, click, and you can do many different things with your table. So you can merge your cells. If you do that, they're all going to become one big cell. If you highlight that row and then press Control, click, you can then say Insert Column or Delete Column, and so it gives you a lot of options there. If you want to insert a row, you can do the same. In between things, you can highlight that whole row and press Control, click, and you can do the same type of thing there where you can insert rows. So make sure that you revise your table in any way, shape, or form that you would like. In order to create a table title in the way that I've required you to, you do need to highlight all those cells and Control click it and just say Merge Cells. So it's a very simple way to make your table have a title bar. Okay. Over at the bottom right, you do need to insert a text box. So again, you're going to come to Insert, Text Box. You're going to draw it to the size and dimensions that are required at the proper placement. It's again a paragraph about what you have learned to summarize your poster, 3 to 5 sentences, any size font that's necessary to fit inside your text box. You are also required to format your text box, and again, you're just going to press hold Control and click on the text box in order to format that shape. When you format that shape, you can give it a fill color of any color that you would like. You are required to give it a line as well around the text box, and you can change that line by going over here and deciding how you want that line to look. You can have different styles, you can have different types, and so you can choose those different things. You can choose the weight, which is how thick the line is, and so once you've determined what you want, you can put that on there and press OK. Then you can just instantly type inside your text box. Again, any legible font is acceptable and size that is necessary for you. So again, in the end, you'll have 2 photos of the same size with a caption to describe those photos. You'll have either a table or a graph below it at specified dimensions that will talk about statistics relating to your drug use. So that's a true statistical graph, so that's what's requiring the research. And then you're doing a 3 to 5 sentence paragraph that summarizes your whole poster and explains why we want to be drug-free. Why God wants us to be drug-free even, because let's think about it, God gave us these perfect bodies to use as our temples, and it's likely that drugs are not the best way to take care of our temple. So I want you guys to think about it that way. At the end of this class period, you want to make sure that you save your document. So make sure that you go to File, Save As, and when you do, of course, you're saving it to your flash drive that you bring to class every single time, especially technology days, and you're going to save it as your name, Drug-Free Posters. Mine would be McMullen, Drug-Free, okay? And it should save as a Word document. Perfect. Now, when you're all finished, not only are you going to save it as a Word document, but then you're also going to save it, just like last week, as a PDF. Because we want to save it as a PDF in order to upload it to Edmodo so that everybody can view it no matter what computer they are on. So make sure that you also save it as a PDF. Once you have it saved in both ways, the reason you have to save it as a document first is so that way next week when you come back and you want to work on this, you can. If you save it as a PDF, you can't edit anything that you've done. And so it's kind of a huge waste of your time and you'd have to start all over again. So make sure you save it as a Word document first and wait until you're completely finished to save it as a PDF. Once you are finished then and you've done all of that, you can go to Edmodo and you can turn in this assignment. And one of your points will be to turn it into the appropriate place. And your second point will be then to turn it into your STEM page. So click on your STEM page and post it to the wall. Both of those files that you're uploading need to be the PDF version. I'm emphasizing this because last week many of you still posted your pages version and it cannot be opened. So I need you to make sure that you post the PDF version as well, open by all viewers. I look forward to seeing what information you find, what is interesting and empowering to you, and I certainly hope that you are able to create a poster that encourages others to make healthy choices. Good luck, be creative, have fun, and challenge yourself.